Hey everybody out there in Hot Rod Land, it's Phil coming to you once again from Carcraft Classics. Today we're showing off this killer 1994 Chevrolet 4x4 pickup. But before we get into those details about that truck, for anybody maybe watching one of my videos for the first time, this is Carcraft Classics. We're located at 321 Canton Road here in Cumming, Georgia, 30040. We're about 30 miles directly north of Atlanta, and we're about 40 minutes from the airport. Phone number for the shop is 470-239-4977. My name is Phil, and my cell number is 770-317-1415. Just give me a holler if you have any questions. We can also be reached via email at carcraftclassics@gmail.com. And if you're into things like classic cars, classic trucks, we also sell cool neon signs, wheel and tire packages like the one you see here, novelty items like tailgate benches, and all kinds of cool stuff for the hot rod or classic car and truck enthusiast. Be sure to check us out on the web at carcraftclassics.com. And if you like this video and you want to see more, please subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up down below. Really appreciate it. So, I hate to warn you guys, you've heard me say this before if you follow my channel, but I'm in love again. You're about to hear me drool over something I've always been looking for. You know, 4x4 pickups in the classic world are extremely hard to find. And if you see one you like, I suggest you not hesitate, but get it. Whether it's this one or any other one, because I do this for a living, and they are so hard to find. I think mostly because, you know, we all had fun with them back in the day, and people didn't clean out the mud in the wheel wells, and the moisture got to them, and of course they all rusted out. So when you find one, you really need to jump on it, and this one is no different. What we do here at Carcraft Classics is, you know, we're a small classic car and truck dealer. I'm more of a collector that let his love for these old vehicles grow into a business. But we don't, this is not a used car lot. You know, we're not just pumping cars in and out of here. We're out always scouring the internet and all of our connections we've made over the years, looking for the diamonds in the rough. You know, that unique or rare vehicle that I know you guys and gals would want. That's what we're out there looking for. And this one popped up on the internet, I guess about a month ago, maybe a little longer, but it was actually local. And local for me is maybe not what's local for you. This one was all the way up in Tennessee, but I figured, what the heck, it looked worth it, and sure enough it is. And we've got a low mileage. I think it's got 50 or 60,000 miles. I'll verify that for you in just a few minutes. But it's a low miles, mostly original truck. Now, we've done a few things to it, but always with an eye on trying to keep it stock and factory, with exception to those wheels, of course, which I think are a huge upgrade over the factory wheels. But for the purist, the guy that does like the old factory saw blade Chevy wheels, I do have those, and they will go with the truck if you'd like. Those are the 15-inch, again, factory 6-lug wheels that came with the truck. They're in decent shape. You know, they're not all dinged and dented. They could use a good thorough cleaning, but if you like those, we can even put them back on for you. You'd be breaking my heart, but it is a possibility. Excuse me, got a little bit of a cold. The truck will also come with this original owner's manual, and this is the hardware to get the new wheels and tires off. And it does have a clean title as well. So like I said, this one came out of Tennessee. It's that same old story. It was owned by an older gentleman. Unfortunately, he passed away. The wife had it, and the gentleman I bought it from purchased it from the wife. That's the story I got. But it has a clean Carfax. It hasn't been in any accidents. I don't have the Carfax sitting right here at the moment, but take my word for it, and I will include that with the truck. Take my word for it, it hasn't been in any accidents. Super clean, couple owners, Tennessee all its life, southern truck. And again, 4x4s are so hard to find, so I was excited running up there to get it. And we could not not tinker on this thing. You know how we do it here at Carcraft Classics. We really do like to customize our vehicles, lower them, wheels and tires, exhaust, touch up the interior, etc., etc. But first of all, this thing didn't need a lot of that. It's in such unbelievably mint condition. And the other thing is, like I said earlier, I really wanted to keep this thing as close to factory with some subtle changes just to perk it up a little bit. And that's what we did. So we put these wheels and tires on. These are 15 by 8 inch Ion wheels. We get them from our distributor here that sells us the Riddler wheels. They're called Wheel 1. And it's got a set of Nitto Ridge grapplers with plenty of tread left. You'll have to excuse me, like I said, I've got a cold. All right, 285/75 R16. So I'm sorry, they're not 15 inch, they're 16 inch. I believe this to be original paint. I see no paint lines or any indications that it's not. Truck is absolutely pin straight. Like I said, no accidents, no problems. Glass is in great shape as well. Mirrors in great shape. And I think those wheels, those bullet hole wheels as we used to call them when I was young, fit this truck perfectly. It's got the factory chin spoiler still on it. It's not cracked up. This truck is in unbelievable original condition. Hopefully that's my last cough. Sorry, guys and gals. All right, what else did we do? We put new headlights, new directionals, new corner parking lamps. We also put it through a nice, thorough detail. Normally I'd be painting the frame like you've seen me do on other trucks, and pulling the valve covers and intake manifold, but again, this thing is in such great original condition. I didn't do that. But anybody out there who wants the engine bay a little bit more detailed, we can do it. Now, everybody knows these trucks came with a 305 or a 350. This particular truck has the 350, as you can see indicated on that factory sticker there. So it's got the larger engine that everybody wants. See, that firewall is sparkling clean. AC blows ice cold. Truck runs, starts, runs, and drives excellent. We pulled the spark plugs. They looked original. They looked terrible. So we put new spark plugs in there. Did an oil change. You can see the black is wearing off the intake manifold, which is common on these trucks. I didn't paint it again because I wanted to leave it original. But everything's here, like the wiper motor. You see it's got disc brakes up front, drums in the rear, and they are power. It's got the dual master cylinder. Got the factory exhaust manifolds. Does have power steering. It's even still got the old charcoal filter. So this thing is really, really untouched. Didn't really need to do much under here. And not too long ago, my truck, actually, my work truck, broke down. It needed a radiator. So I drove this thing for a couple days while my truck was in the shop. And man, it was so fun. Like I said, she starts, runs, and drives excellent. Still got what I believe is the factory underhood insulated mat. You can also see that the core support is perfectly straight. As I mentioned, Carfax indicates no accidents. Inner fender is completely rust free. It had some surface rust, like maybe it sat outside for a period of time. The undercarriage had some surface rust, but I had my guy get under there with a wire brush to clean it up. But I told him not to paint it because, like the rest of the truck, I wanted to leave it factory. So, you know, the undercarriage, as you'll see in the pictures on our website, carcraftclassics.com, the undercarriage pics, you know, show typical wear and tear. No rot, no rust. Just you know, again, typical wear and tear for a truck that's, what, 30 years old now. She is so pretty. I love this electric blue color. I forget what Chevy called it that year, but I've had a couple trucks in this color. I absolutely love it. Really stands out on the road. And the reason we did the lights, the headlights, the taillights, the directionals is as you all know, those GM factory lights tended to turn a little bit yellow. So I just thought this truck was in such great shape. Why leave the slightly yellowed headlights on it? And once you do the headlights, then you go on to do the directionals, and on and on and on. I was pretty proud of myself that I didn't tear this thing apart. Because again, not to be redundant, but we wanted to keep it original for you guys. Bumpers are in great shape, front and rear. It had a hitch on it. I pulled it off. Didn't like the look of it. And I'm certainly not towing anything with it. It's got a set of Bilstein shocks on it all the way around. I'm not sure how old they are. I'm guessing maybe a year or so, just based on the way they look. Got the factory spare underneath there. Get ready for a treat. Look at this bed. Unbelievable. I don't even think this thing had a plastic drop-in bed liner. It looks so sweet in here. With the bed floor. I don't think it's got even one ding or dent in it. Unbelievable. Tailgate's in great shape as well. Like I said, we put new tail lights in it. It does have the third brake light up there. I think that was new for 95. Not 100% sure on that. But it's also got the sliding rear window in it, which we all love. Make sure that's shut. There we go. She is pretty from all angles. Like I said, the rear bumper's in great shape as well. Tailgate molding. Little tailgate trim piece is in great shape. Like I said, it's got the brand new tail lights. Perfectly straight down the side. And it does have the Z71 off-road package, which is some skid plate stuff and suspension stuff. Nothing too crazy. But it is a Z71. She is pretty. Again, it's a 1994. It's got the fuel injected 350 cubic inch V8 engine. It's also got an automatic 4-speed overdrive transmission. I believe it's a 700R. So going down the highway is not a problem. I can attest to that because, like I said, I took it home and drove it on the highway. Disc brakes in the front, power steering, AC blows ice cold, everything works. Everything works. Let's take a look in here. It is a Silverado, as you can see here, so it does have the power windows and power locks. Again, everything's working. Interior is in mint condition. It's even got the factory GM floor mats that everybody's always looking for. I'm not sure they're original because the color's off a bit, but it very well could be. Everything ages differently as far as color change, but they are the original style mats. So whether they're original to this truck or not, I can't swear on a stack of Bibles on that, but they sure do look good in here. Carpet's in great shape. It is a little discolored there next to the 4x4 shifter, and if that's a problem, don't worry, we can put in new carpet. But the new carpet, you know, the aftermarket stuff never fits exactly right. So again, excuse me. So I wanted to leave the carpet. If you guys and gals want new carpet, we'll put it in. It's got the service parts identification sticker there. Some other GM sticker. Dash is in great shape. No cracks, no problems. Headliner's in great shape as well. For those of you that do watch my channel, you know that we love to pull the seats out, but this one was in just such good shape. The cover, and we'll get over to the driver's side in just a minute. I just didn't have the heart to pull it out. There's that sliding rear window again. Dash is in great shape, like I said. All right. Not sure how many more of these I'll get, especially this clean. They are so hard to find. We focus mostly on the C series, the two-wheel drive. For those of you interested in a little bit of a history lesson, you know, back in 1960, Chevrolet introduced the C and the K package on these trucks. The C meant two-wheel drive, the K meant four-wheel drive, and I believe this is the 4th generation of Chevy truck that used the C and K in their name. And I think this one ran from 88 to maybe 2000 or 2002, and then they got rid of the C and the K. So this is a K1500 4x4. Bed rails are perfect. This baby is in such great shape, it's crazy. All right, let's see. Driver's door. Again, power windows and power locks. Everything works. Rockers in great shape. There's those factory mats again. And it has 52,000 miles on it. Original miles. Verified with the Carcraft. I'm not sure if it's on the title, but the only negative that I can find on this truck, there's two things. First, there's a couple dings in the door if you look right here. And the story I got is that the guy kept slamming the door and getting the seatbelt somehow jammed in there. The seatbelt buckle or flange or whatever you want to call that. And was denting the door. The older gentleman, the original owner, was slamming the door and getting that caught between the seat or the jam in the door or something like that. Not sure I buy it, but the bottom line is it is there. I want to disclose that to you. And also on these trucks, a lot of times you get this. Let me fire it up for you and you'll see what I'm talking about. It doesn't have a check engine light. It has a check gauges light. So originally when I got it, it was super low on fuel, and I thought maybe that's why it was an indication of the check gauges, but we have checked everything, and we can't figure out why that light is on. But sooner or later, we'll get to it. We'll figure it out. Don't worry about that. Again, she runs and drives great. The gauges are all working. You see the fuel gauge, the battery gauge, the water temperature gauge, and oil pressure's good. Everything's working great. The speedo, the tach. And there's that 52,000 original miles. Even the stereo works, which is kind of odd. On these OBS trucks, a lot of times the stereo is not working. Like I said, the AC blows ice cold. There's your 4x4 indicator, shifter. The additional equalizer over there. Gotta have that from the 80s and 90s. I believe it's got factory exhaust. So somebody welded a tip on. It's factory exhaust. It's got that surface rust on the exhaust underneath it. You'll see in the pictures. sound, nothing too crazy, nothing over the top. There you go. So, there she is, our 1994 Chevy Silverado K1500 4x4. What I like to call mint condition. Everybody's got an opinion, but in my humble opinion, this truck is in as good a shape as I've seen any truck that we've had here at Carcraft Classics. Okay, so the question everybody's waiting to hear the answer to is, what are we asking for it? I know that these trucks have become immensely popular over the past 2 or 3 years, and I understand why. They're super cool, good looking trucks, and the guys and gals that dreamt about having these, you know, they're getting up in years now. Truck's 30 years old and they're ready to pull the trigger on a truck they always wanted. So to me, that makes it a classic. And I know with popularity usually comes an increased price. I've seen these trucks $30,000, $40,000 in this kind of condition. I just don't want to really do that. I'm trying to serve the common guy and gal, make a few bucks to pay the rent, but there's enough people out there charging too much for their vehicles. We're not going to be one of them. So I think a fair price for this truck is going to be $29,500 for this super clean 94 Chevy K1500 4x4. To my knowledge, there is nothing wrong except that check gauges light, which I'm sure I can figure out what the heck why it's on, but if not, we'd be glad to sell it as is and you can tackle that problem. But $29,500. Keep in mind, we can help a little bit with financing. We don't do anything in-house, but we work with a company called Collector Car Lending that will have no problem at all lending money on this car to somebody with decent to good credit. All right, let me know if you want to investigate the financing side, and I can send you a link which will enable you to apply right online for financing. Also, we can ship the vehicle anywhere in the lower 48 states. We can put this thing right in your driveway. That's not a problem. And lastly, excuse me, if there's any further modification that you want done to the truck, let's say you want the old wheels back on, or maybe you want a leveling kit. Some guys that have seen this truck say they want to raise that front end up a little bit to match the back. They don't want that slight rake that it came with from the factory. You want that? We can do it for you. Or anything else you want. You guys just let me know. Again, my name is Phil. The number is 770-317-1415. 770-317-1415. Give me a holler if you have any questions or you want to schedule a test drive. Whatever the case may be. Just give me a holler or shoot me a text. Again, the email is carcraftclassics@gmail.com. One last time, the asking price is $29,500. Comes with a clean title, temp tag, and you're off to the races, ready to rock and roll. I want to thank everybody for watching this video. I really, really appreciate it. And like I said, feel free to give me a holler if you have any questions. Thank you very much. God bless America.